Hello everybody and welcome back to the Team Cosmic Bodies YouTube channel. I am Coach Kyle and today I'm going to be talking about reverse dieting in a contest prep. Okay, so you're a physique competitor and you're getting ready for a bodybuilding show, and let's say you had a good starting position or you gave yourself enough time you gave yourself enough time. So as you get leaner and leaner and leaner, and we're giving you multi-day refeeds, we might even give you a couple diet breaks here and there, and you're getting close to the show, and you're looking, maybe it's an extended season, maybe you've already done a show, whatever it may be, but you're lean enough, so you're super lean, you're like ready to step on stage, you're shredded, and you have 3 or 4 weeks until you're about to step on stage, and you don't necessarily need to get that much leaner. So for men, maybe you just need your glutes a little bit tighter from the back for bodybuilding, or your hamstrings in for classic physique, or your low back in, just different for everybody. For women, maybe you're just trying to get your backside, your hamstrings and glutes all the way in. But they're basically in, okay? So what you would do if you're lean enough is, there's a few ways to do a reverse diet in a prep. Especially if you're doing an extended season, that's another topic, but it can still kind of be, talked about now. Basically what you're gonna do is, especially because you have a show coming up, so it has to be somewhat conservative. It's not like you can do like a full on, it just depends on what coach you're talking to about what reverse dieting means, but basically it's exactly how it sounds. You're gonna be tapering up food. So you're not gonna be going deeper and deeper into a deficit and taking away food. You're gonna be adding in food, usually through carbohydrates, is personally what I like to do. And there's a few ways you can do it, depending on the context, how much time you have, et cetera, and how you handle carbohydrates. But what you could do is, I guess an example would be, okay, you're 3 weeks out, and for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna start reverse dieting you and tapering up your food. I might throw in some carbs at you and then just start tapering up from there, whether it's every day, whether it's every 2 days, whether it's every 3 or 4 days, or whatever it may be. I'm gonna start tapering up your carbohydrates, whether it's by 15 or by 20. So you might be doing every 2 days, you're adding in 15 or 20 carbs. It just depends. But basically you're gonna be adding in and tapering food up. And when you hear about the whole black magic within reverse diet, what's going on, when you're reverse dieting, especially in a contest prep or an extended season, you still, you want to get a little bit leaner. You're moving at 100 miles an hour. If I want to use a metaphor, there's a lot of different metaphors, whether it's a bow and arrow, whether it's a car, but I like the car metaphor. So you're moving 100 miles per hour in a car and you just run out of gas. You have no more gasoline. Well, you're still going to be moving forward, right? I mean, it's not like you just immediately, unless you hit the brake, you're not gonna immediately slow down in that car. So what you would do is, it's similar to that. I'm gonna start tapering food up. I'm gonna be taking you out of the deficit in a way, but your metabolism, you're just moving forward. I mean, everything is screaming for recovery. Everything is wanting the nutrients. So your cellular turnover is happening very fast, and you're using these nutrients coming in very quickly. And it's not like we're not gonna be as aggressive as a refeed or a diet break in a way. So reverse dieting, I'm just like tapering up your carbohydrates, maybe your fat a little bit. And what can happen is it can help with that cortisol and that water retention. So you might just get like that crisp, lean look. And because you're moving so fast and your metabolism is on fire, I'm feeding you more, but you could still be like getting leaner and losing some body weight. And not everyone loses body weight. When you get really lean, it's not necessarily about the body weight anymore, but because some people gain some weight, but then they look leaner. But that's basically what's happening is you're adding in a little bit of food, but it's not enough. It's not enough food for you to like really start putting on weight. But with the reverse diet, you can lose some water retention, you can gain back some size through your glycogen stores, performance goes up, maybe you gain back some muscle just because you're training harder, and And you kind of actually see like new lines show up because you're like filling your glycogen stores up slowly. And so you might see those like little bit of obliques that you haven't seen in a while, and you're like, whoa, like that's interesting. And you just look better, you look refreshed, you look revived. So instead of just looking super stringy and looking worn down when it comes to show day, you can look refreshed and revived and full and crisp. And this might be before we're even peaking you and stuff like that. You're just ready beforehand. You're ready for the show. You're already lean enough. You've done the work. And because you've been so consistent, because you've stuck to the plan for this long, yeah, you can start having fun with the food and start tapering. And it's still really difficult. I mean, you still have to like be counting your macronutrients, but yeah, I like to taper up your food. So, I mean, if you're doing a meal plan, you can do the same thing where you're adding in a half cup of rice into that pre-workout or post-workout meal for 2 or 3 days, and then you add a half a cup before and after, right? So you can do it. It doesn't have to be macro-based. It can be meal plan-based, where you're adding in some rice to pre and post-workout meals, and that can be like a reverse diet in a way where you're tapering calories up, but you're gonna get a little bit leaner. Like I've seen my glutes, they weren't all the way in, they weren't super sharp, but then they got really sharp. And I actually lost 2 or 3 pounds in 2017 when I did a diet break 2 or 3 weeks before my first show. So yeah, not everybody's a candidate. You know, you do have to be lean enough beforehand. It could be an extended season. A lot of times that happens. You do your first show, and especially if you're really good post-show, then you can be a candidate to reverse into that next show and look even better. You look leaner, you're eating more, you look more full. So that's how a reverse diet would be. And then it's a really good transition into the improvement season or into the off season, because it's like maybe you've been tapering cardio down. Maybe we've been adding in more carbohydrates. Your cravings are down. Next thing you know, you're like, you did your show and you brought your best physique ever and you accomplished the goal. You became pro, whatever it may, you won that pro show, whatever it may be. You won your regional show. And with that, you're just in a really good place to then do the recovery diet or continue reverse dieting after the show, and you might have less cravings and less binging episodes. So it's a really good transition into the improvement season. So smash that like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.
Hell yeah, I like that one.